Hi guys and welcome. Happy December 1st. I'm feeling a little bit Christmassy, even though you see the beach behind me and it actually looks like a summer day. It's the first time we've seen sun in like forever. Anyway, I felt a little Christmassy and I wanted to make a little dress, and I have so much burlap, so I thought I'd make a dress out of burlap and some garland. So let's get into it, okay? Alright, so for the bottom, what you're gonna do, you're gonna need a few pieces of this, but first start with like a piece wrapped around, hold on, let me make this lower. A piece wrapped around your waist. So you're going to want this piece to be bigger because you're going to want to tie it. So you're going to measure it around your waist, and then you're going to go a little extra longer because you're going to actually tie it into a bow. So just try tying it into a bow right now to see like how much length you actually need before you cut it. So tie it in a bow. Okay, yep, you can see. So tie it in a bow, and then you'll see how much you actually need, and then cut it off at that spot. And then you're going to measure a few more pieces. So make sure they're long enough to go around your torso. So just measure more of these that go around your torso. We're just going to make it go down as far as you want, so you can do as many pieces as you want, but just measure it around and maybe do a little bit longer than you think, just because it's easier to have longer and cut it off than have not enough. Alright, so your top piece is your piece that you're going to tie the bow on, and then you're just going to take your other pieces that you measured out and you're just going to glue them to like one side of that burlap so that there's a hole in the middle so you can go through, and then you keep layering these on, and then you just put one more layer down, and same thing, you kind of open it up so you see where to glue it. So you put the glue on one side and you stick it on the back, and then wrap it around and put more glue, and make sure that you're not gluing it shut so that you actually have an opening. But yeah, you just keep layering these down as long as you want the dress to go, and then you just glue it in the middle where the ends were cut open, and then you kind of just do a little more gluing to make sure it's all closed in all around. Then you have your garland, and you can kind of just put this wherever you want, just add a little bit of glue in spots so it stays in those areas, it doesn't slip. So you just kind of wrap that around on both sides, put a little glue. It doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, just add a little glue, push it down, and just do whatever kind of design you like the best. You can add more garland, you can just do a little bit. So there you go. Okay, let's get into the top. Alright, so for the top, it's kind of the same thing as the first part of the bottom. What you're going to do is you're going to have your burlap, and you're going to wrap it around yourself, and then same thing, you're going to measure it to see how long it needs to be to make a bow. So we'll pull this out. So a little bit more. So measure it to the length where you can wrap it, tie it, and then make a bow out of it. So that's going to be your top, and then that's where you're going to cut it. So just cut it to the length of what you think you'll need to make an actual bow, and if you want a really big bow, cut it longer. So just measure that. Alright, so I tied a knot on it while I was wearing it just to get a general sense of like how big it needs to be, but we can change it to size later on. So I have these little hair elastics, and this is how I'm going to make the bows because I'm terrible at making bows. So I just bunch it together, and then I tie the hair elastic around to make like the top part of the bow. So I just did this on both sides, so you just get these clear little hair piece elastic things, or you could just use a normal elastic or whatever you have. You can use string, and that will help make your bow. Right, now with the extra part of the burlap, I actually didn't do it the right length, so it was uneven. I just decided to wrap it all the way around to make a knot in the middle. So I'm going to put a knot in the middle and then glue that, and then I'm going to actually add some more different ribbon just to change the color, which I actually like more than just having the burlap as like the long ribbon part. So we're going to glue that down, and then we're going to add some other colorful ribbon for the longer dangly parts of the bow. We're also going to glue the big parts of the bow to the actual chest piece, or like the big part of the fabric. So just glue these little pieces down so the bow looks better, otherwise it's going to be kind of flopping around. So just glue these on either side, just needs a little glue, and then just press them down. Alright, so I just added my other little ribbon, so I just glued it on in the middle and then just glued it down to each other just so it didn't move around too much. So we have that little piece there, and then I just had some garland, and I just started cutting pieces off of it, and I just started gluing it down into the burlap. So just cut as many pieces as you want. You can stick it anywhere. I kind of stuck it right in the center. And then I have these little berries, so I'm just going to glue these down into it as well. I just need a little glue, and you just pop them down there, add a little glue, and there you go, you have it. So you are going to have to wear like a top or bandeau under this, unless you want to make it bigger and do what you did with the, like the skirt part and add more layers onto it so it covers more. But you also are going to want to try to resize it, so you can either just put it on like this, like a bandeau, slip it on, and then use some like safety pins or something to like attach it to your shirt to make it tighter. Or what you could do is you can actually cut it, so you could flip it over And if it's too big, you can cut it in the middle and use those as a tie and tie it in the back. Or if it's not quite big enough, you can still cut it and then on one side put a button and on the other side put like a little hair tie or something, so you can latch it to the button and close it. But I'm just going to put it on like a bandeau, and then I'm going to safety pin it to the shirt or the bandeau I'm going to wear underneath. But that's pretty much it. All right, we have it all ready, the top and the bottom, and you can use this as a decoration afterwards. You can wrap it around like maybe like a pot or something. But anyway, let's go try it on. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.